Hey guys, this is Hank Saber coming to you with a very special deck profile. My Noble Knight's my favorite deck. I just recently took this to locals. I went 3-1 in 4 rounds of Swiss. I actually beat Gabe's Evil Swarms in the first round, and
you really gotta say that.
Caused him from topping. It was just a great day, just taking a lot of footage of different decks. Obviously, it's on our channel and everything, so yeah, it's pretty nice. And I only lost to Shadal's in Swiss, and I lost to Yang Zings in top 8. So let's get into the deck profile. I only bought the one box on Saturday, so I don't have everything yet, but what I did use was pretty effective against some really good decks. So just keep an open mind here. 3 Noble Knight Madrots. Your win condition of the deck, if you open this in a Noble Arms, you should win the duel. 3 copies of Noble Knight Boars. I was gonna cut this to 2, but I felt like 3 was still too important, and finishes off your wombo combos. And the mid to late game is really good. If you are in a really bad situation, you can kind of like get out of it with just boards alone in a Noble Arms. 1 Merlin, because I only had the 1 Merlin, but like he's really good. He's your lone fire of the deck. Once I get more than 1, he'll be a lot more effective, but he's really good, and once I get more, I might start to run BLS again. Noble Knight Dristan is your bearer of the deck, pops face-up cards. Brothers is really good, specials from the hand, recycles your last chapters. Thank you. 1 Noble Knight Gwalchavad, because it's ultimate rare. It brings back your Gawain. 1 Gawain, because it's really good, makes some rank 4 XZs. 1 Vanilla Noble Knight Artorigus, because we are running the Synchro variation of the deck, which I think is just better in my opinion. I've been running it since last spring, and it's been really cool. 1 Noble Knight Bedouir. I see maybe a few people running this at more than 1. I think 1 is good, but it's still really effective in certain situations, because the second effect, I didn't realize, it is a quick effect, and if you have another Noble Knight on the field that's equipped with, say, Excalibur, and your opponent targets this card, you can chain, and you can equip Excalibur on the field to this card, and then their card misses timing. So against certain cards like, say, Wing Blast, this could be amazing. So Noble Knight Bedouir is really good. Noble Knight Parador, he's a 1900 beater. He recycles your Noble Arms from the field back to the hand, so that's good. 1 of each of the level 5s. Your E-Dragon deck is Ektar, and he can be really good too. Alright, cool. 2 Queens. She's really good. I've gotten serious offers on my Italian version, but she's really good. Obviously, she can turn duels around for you. I mean, if you have a Boars or even a Dristan Madrot in hand, you could do some great stuff with her. So she is your come from behind card. She's really good, and running 2 is pretty much a need in the deck. It's a necessity. If this gets DD Crowed or that Elliot Justice card, that's so devastating to the deck. So you have to run 2 for that reason. 1 Lady of the Lake, because she's your tuner. She specials back your vanilla from the graveyard. You can use her for level eating purposes. So 1 Lady of the Lake is good. 1 Round Table, because it's like a continuous Foolish Burial for your Noble Knights, and once in a while you even get the other effects off where you can special summon. And now that if you have a Merlin in the graveyard, you can special summon that Noble Knight, and then during their turn you can XYZ. So it's a really relevant card. I see a lot more people playing it now than before, which is nice. I always like the card, and I like people that are actually running it now. 1 last chapter. I'm obviously going to bump this up to 2 when I get the second one, but again, I only got the 1 box, and they weren't selling them separately at locals. So 1 last chapter was actually, it won me the 1 match against Gabe, so I can see how good this could be at 2. So it's good. Now on to the Noble Arms. 2 Excalibur, 2 Destiny. We run 1 Alpha Deuter, 1 Caliburn. This is a really good late game. If you're in if you go into time, you make sure you get this card and start getting life points. 1 Galatine gets over certain monsters. Now on to the other spells. We run 3 Rhoda. This deck is so broken with 3 Rhodas. 3 Rhodas just makes so many decks too good. And I love that Rhoda's at 3 right now. It should. I was always, on this big debate that if Tenki's at 3, then this should be at 3. And they finally put it at 3 after 2 formats of raising it up 1 each time. 3 Forbidden Lands because I don't like getting my stuff bottomless and torrential, whatever. Being able to summon that Madrot without a worry is too huge, and you have to play 3 Forbidden Lance because of that. So 3 Lance, 1 Raigeki to clear Vanity's boards, 1 Book of Moon because you run Alpha Deuter, which is kind of like an Alucard of the deck, and you can use this in many situations, especially against the mirror. So if they don't have Excalibur, so yeah. And then to finish off the list, we run the only trap card of the deck, 2 copies of Royal Decree because you don't really need any back row in this deck other than your Noble Arms and your Forbidden Lance and the other stuff I just mentioned. These are the only 2 trap cards you need. I find myself, maybe I'll even bump this up to 3 and cut a Lance because they do the same thing. And 2 Royal Decrees is good, if you run into a guy that's playing Burning Abyss, he's running 20 traps or a higher number of traps. You just eliminate, half their deck. So, that's really good. It does get MST'd once in a while, but hey, that's 1 less MST than they can use for your Excalibur. So, Royal Decrees are, I think, a very underrated card. So, that's it for the main. 40 exactly, I do believe. Although sometimes I do miscount, so you can count that up by yourselves. For the extra, two rank 5 kings. Your best card, that you could possibly make. Just insanely good. Just insanely good. You make this, and when it's destroyed, you can special back. Usually your Madrot back, and I don't know. It's amazing. You can once this finally does get destroyed, you can special back your Madrot, re-equip one of the equips that was equipped to this, and then do the whole thing over again. It's just so OP. It's amazing. It really is. So then we run 2 copies of the rank 4. Pop's back row is really too good. And then 1 synchro, your Ignoble Knight of High Lord Salin. Again, he's another way to get out your Noble Arms if you're in a weird situation. For the non-Noble Knight, extra deck cards, we run Heroic Champion Excalibur to get over certain things when you have to. Heroic Champion Gandiva, just an amazing card. One thing you should know about this card is, though, even though it's not a quick effect, Gandiva, you can, if your opponent still special summons a level 4 or lower, if your opponent meets the requirement to this card, you can activate it in your opponent's turn. So, I don't know if it's considered a quick effect or not, but you can still activate it if your opponent fulfills the requirement. So, 1 Gandiva. Then we run 1 Paladinimo for the rare time you run into Beals. And it's good against other stuff as well. Omega, because back row is a thing. Dweller, because Burning Abyss and Shaddoll's is a thing. Roach, because a lot of things. Hats. You can't activate this against Cool Ports, unfortunately, because it's only 1 monster. And this can't negate non-inherent summons. So, yeah. Which I ran into a problem at Locals when he summoned, I believe it was Tidal or something like that. I negated this with Roach, but apparently you couldn't, which we didn't find out till afterwards. So, yeah, he was really salty about that because I actually ended up winning the match, but he got a deck profile out of it. So, whatever. Gaga Cowboy, because burn damage. I would replace this for an 82 if I had an 82, but I don't have an 82, so yeah. One number 80, Rhapsodian Berserk, because, I mean, being able to banish 2 cards from your opponent's grave is like a DD Crow, and equip it to your king. Gains 1,200 more attack points is really OP, so one of him. And then we run the 1/101, because I still think it's a little bit better than Castell. You can fight me to the death on this, but I still think it's better than Castell. And then Artifact Durendal, because it's just really nice. If you have a king on board and you make this guy, you have your opponent in a lock, and they have to top deck really nicely to get around Durendal and a king. So I don't run the 3rd king because I really like this Durendal. I run this over number 61, so yeah. So anyway, guys, that's the deck. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll probably come to you soon with an more updated version, with maybe more Merlins, maybe an extra last chapter. But I'll probably leave the Bedware at 1. Maybe a BLS coming soon. So anyway, guys, that's really the deck. I've been playing the deck for a lot longer since the box has been out. I've been playing the deck since last May or so. So I know my Noble Knights. So
thanks to me.
Yeah. What?
Thanks to me.
No, thanks to you.
I made you go choose another deck.
So
Saber, so.
Yeah, that's the deck. You can see the nice card sleeve there.
Don't. We prefer him.
Okay. So yeah, guys, that's the deck profile. We'll be coming to you with a Sylvan list up next. So yeah, for now, I'm Hank Saber, signing off. Peace.